Hello, Arians. Let's have a look at your astrology and tarot for this new moon. So new moons represent a new cycle. When the sun comes together with the moon, this is when our spirit, which is the sun, and our soul, which is the moon, come together to unite. They come together to create a new cycle for the next 28 days. So we're going to be looking at the cycle, which starts on the 21st here in New Zealand this month, or the 22nd over New Zealand and Australia, and then the 22nd for the rest of the world. So firstly, we're going to look at the aspects to this new moon in Aquarius. The new moon in Aquarius is sitting at 3 degrees Aquarius, and it's conjuncting Pluto, which is still at the last degrees of Capricorn. With Pluto there, this Pluto is a powerhouse. It's a very, very strong planet. It's one of this, as in it's a powerful planet, and it creates slow but sure transformation in any areas that it hits. With the sun moon sitting there, it's highlighting this energy of Pluto at this time. And Pluto represents sometimes situations that aren't necessarily situations that aren't in our control. Meaning that with the sun there, this is our personal energy, it's our physical body, and it's how we it's quite personalized to us. And so with the sun there, it can represent power struggles when it's next to Pluto. And with the moon conjuncting Pluto, that's more of a deeper inner feeling, a compulsion or a personal drive to achieve certain goals or to put all our focus into a certain area. Sometimes that's at the exclusion of other interests, but Moon Pluto is very connected to psychometric gifts, spiritual connection, as well as research, or any areas, deep psychology, or any areas where we're just needing to really go deeper into our emotional state. So with the sun there, it can feel like, with Pluto there next to this sun-moon conjunction, it can feel like situations could feel very fated at the time. Pluto represents those outside invisible forces that we don't really have control over the situations, but they are slowly transforming us for our own evolutional growth. But it can represent also on the other side of it is where there's obvious power struggles or issues. So for Aries, you have the sun moon in the 11th sector. The 11th sector is your place of friendships. It's your place where you go out into the community and what you like to do within your communities. It also represents teamwork, and it's where we gather with others. So with Aquarius, it's also about finding solutions for communities, and it's about how we can help within our communities as well. So with the sun moon there, this is going to be the focus. It's going to be on friendships and connections, and Pluto sitting in your 10th sector, which has been there for a long time. And what this has done is it's made you possibly feel like you've had not a great deal of control over your direction that you're wanting to go in, and that can be career, that can be your bigger picture for your future. With those combinations, with the sun moon hitting there, I feel like this is where Aries, during this period of time from, like I said, the 21st, 22nd of January through to the 19th and 20th of February is this period that I'm covering. This is when you're going to feel situations or opportunities to possibly take your power back if you feel that that's been an issue, if it's been relative to others, because it is sitting in your 11th sector. I think this is when you can find resolve or more understanding relative to situations around friendships. But it's also when great situations can come about where you can take more control in your life, but this can come about through connections and friendships. So, with all astrology, you've got this double-edged sword of it can work in your favour if you're going with the flow and not trying to push things and you're waiting for some situations of change. But if you've been in this situation of where you've been feeling squashed by others, or you're feeling like you're really not enjoying your work situation, you're feeling way too controlled in it, Pluto sitting in that, this is a time when you will be looking at addressing that, which is also good. Now, the other combination we have to this Sun conjunct Moon in Aquarius is it's doing a really clear square to the node. So we have the Sun Moon, like I said, up here in Uranus, and we have the nodes. Now, the node points are all about our associations and connections. They relate to our relationships on all levels. So we could be talking family, love, or work. And the North Node relates to the direction, like why we came to this planet, what we're here to achieve, and what we brought through from our last lifetime, or maybe more correctly, what is relevant to our past lifetimes for our future direction. So in other words, the lifetimes that are relevant to this lifetime, the abilities that we carry, the skills, but also possibly the issues, and also the friendships and the connections, because we come to this planet not only for a certain purpose for our soul, but also to reconnect with those that we love and have developed bonds from in the past. So with the South Node, like I said, is in Scorpio, that's our past, and the North Node sitting there in our future. So with this Sun Moon's conjuncting Pluto and squaring our node, it's quite a powerful combination going on for fated connections to be coming into our life and fated changes to be happening. So we've had this sort of a lot of nodal activity going on really over the last year with Uranus. It's still conjuncting the node here in Taurus, and it has been shifting and making changes and shifts around our connections and fated situations that are also creating changes for us. It's also around family situations where family can be helping us out. So with these nodal connections, you have the South Node in your 8th position. In the 8th position, like I said, this is your past, this is where you come from. So there's a lot to do with your past where you may be feeling like you've had a lot of, or you've come from luxury, you've come from a place where either things have been, when I say luxury, it's like you've sort of come from a place of wealth, but I think that's coming through family situations. So if you're struggling, it's going to feel very, very sort of like this isn't really meant to be your lot. This isn't actually what you came here for. The North Node's going to the 2nd house, which is all about assets. And so, yes, you will be gaining a lot more assets and opportunities as these connections open up for you over this month. So it's a really strong month for Aries, especially with it being in your sector of your finances and your career direction, not your work, but your career direction that you're wanting to make for yourself, and then your friendships. So with those combinations, I think this is going to bring in opportunities for you to actually have a lot more. But again, this will come through family, and I want to say soul family. They're going to be helping you out over this time to really get ahead. So with the other combinations to the Sun, we have a nice soft aspect, which is called a sextile, and that is to Jupiter. So for Aries, Jupiter is in your 1st house. Of course, it's in Aries. So this is going to be indicating your 11th and your 1st house. So it means that not only do you have these opportunities coming through your soul family situation, which is going to give you more power, but you also have, this is going to be very fortunate. It means you can get more out in the environment. While you've got Jupiter going through Aries, this is a very productive time for Aries. So, business opportunities or just wanting to expand on what you already have, they're going to start to come in for you. There also is, and this is happening sort of around now, so we've got from the 18th to the 24th, so around the time of this new moon, and it's sort of starting now, is a Mercury square Jupiter. Now, Mercury square Jupiter is, again, very fortunate. Mercury is the mind, and Jupiter is where we can expand and grow. It often relates to signing of documents or coming into agreements with others that are very fortunate and productive. So it's a great time to be sorting out anything that you need to do relative to paperwork, even any legal issues or anything legal that you're wanting to get sorted. This would be the perfect time to be doing that. But with it, Mercury in your 10th house and Jupiter in your 1st, I feel this is more about your projection into your environment, coming through your future projection. Sorry. So what I'm saying here is that you're going to be getting more out into your environment and wanting to do to expand in that way. So perfect time for business, especially if you're needing to get out there and be noticed, like retail or any form of promotional work would be great at this time. But like I said, signing documents will be great at this time. We're coming into Mercury is retrograde. It's actually stationary this week. And Mercury is sitting in your 10th house. So, you probably over the last few weeks have been thinking about what do I want to do for my future. And it's like when it starts to move forward again through your 10th sector and then Jupiter hits it, it's going to be really obvious to you, I feel, what you can do and what you're going to be able to do, especially with the help of others with that nodal connections in your 8th and 6th. So yeah, Mercury with its stationary, like I said, don't expect it this week. It's sort of when things can be delayed, but at the same time, it is a good time for you to be meditating on what you're wanting to do or writing it down. Aries is really good at journaling and writing down what they're wanting to manifest because they are great manifestors, but they like to be clear about what it is they want to create. And they do actually like literature and paperwork, and they have Aries is traditionally ruled by Mars, but they are actually esoterically ruled by Mercury. So business really does interest them. So with Mercury sitting there, yes, this is a time to just analyze what you don't want. Just write down or put into your manifestation what you're wanting to create. As we move forward next week, you're going to find that things are going to move quite quickly within what you've asked for. So Uranus, which is also at this point about to go direct from memory, it's exactly on this new moon actually, this Uranus. It's around on the 22nd, it's sitting stationary direct. Now Uranus isn't a fast mover, so it's not exactly been moving fast anyway, but now it's actually completely standstill. And when this happens, it's like we're in a theme of Uranus. We're in a theme of expect the unexpected or sudden realizations, which can come to you quite quickly. So again, you have this in your second sector, your sector of finances and assets and what you're wanting to achieve and build on, what you can utilize as in, the things around you, your tools, so to speak, that you need. So it's not just your home and your property and your bank balance. It also relates to your physical things, the things you would insure, so to speak. So, it can be an increase in things in that way, but it also can be when you're really looking at increasing your financial side of things in a much bigger way. And with Uranus here, it's like, again, this is a time to expect the unexpected. And on the 2nd of February, we have Uranus is squaring the Sun. So when anything of the inner planets like the Sun, Moon does it regularly, but Sun, hits, or Mars or Venus even, and Mercury is moving too fast to, it's moving with the same degree of the Sun. So even Mercury, when anything hits it, what it does is it triggers that Uranus. It's been sitting there. It's been sitting there for years now. But every time something hits it, that's when this energy is triggered. The Sun Uranus is, like I was describing, sudden situations that just come out of the blue and create not only new experiences for you, but a whole new level of new circumstances. So this is when change can really take effect, when the sun connects to that. And like I said, that's around the 11th. And then, it's in your 11th house. That's around the 2nd of February. Then on the 10th of February, you have a Mercury conjunct Pluto in your 10th sector. So, sorry, sometimes I say houses. I'm actually meaning sectors. So you can correct me if you like, if you're an astrologer and you realize the mistakes I'm making. But Mercury conjunct Pluto in the 10th sector, this is when the great ideas on how you can take your personal control again are going to come. So you sort of got this flow happening here. This could be happening at any time for you, but I really feel by the 10th of February is a time when you're going to really understand a lot more of what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to keep these videos shorter than my full yearly videos that I made last, because half an hour would be too long for some people. So let's do a quick spread for Aries for what to expect for the next month. So what does the universe want Aries to know about for this period of time? We'll say from the 20th Jan till 20th Feb. So Aries, you're going to have some decisions to make. These are exciting decisions because, but it could be about where you're going to be actually relocating to. So interesting with this second house energy going on here. That that is what you're looking at. Sort of saying, you know, you've been a bit strapped financially, and it's been a bit of a hardship, so to speak, or there's been something you've been trying to work towards for quite a while, but you've really had to go through a lot of growth and you know, just live in a humble way for a short period of time to, I think, really appreciate what you have got coming in. So what it's done is it's allowed you to live more simply. It's allowed you to reassess your values of what's really important to you. You know, there is a whole transformation and change going on relative to what is important to you. And the outcome here is showing that what's going to be important to you is that you are making a difference, actually, in this world. So congratulations, Aries. You know, you've got through here, and it's like it's helping you to recognize what your soul purpose is here, where you can really contribute. So, you know, this is a time you're going to be very tuned into your intuition. That Moon Pluto energy is going to be, you know, really sparking off this psychic energy. There's also some midpoints going on here relative to Chiron and healing and understanding. You know, it's almost like the way I saw these midpoints and where I saw them in your combinations was like coming up with solutions for problems that, you know, humanity have, especially relating to healing and health. So it's interesting because we've got sort of those cards which reminded me when I saw that, you know, that you are going through a huge transformation relative to what's really important to you. And situations that have dragged on for a long time for Aries here that have really been exhausting are coming to an end. You'll be so relieved because it feels like we're talking, when I say dragged on, we're talking years of a situation where, you know, you've coming through the end of that, and you know, you will see as you come through the end, it's not till you come to the end of real hardships, or, you know, when I say real hardships, I'm not saying everything is hard, but there'll be an area there that's been a struggle and been tiring and been ongoing, and you're like, oh, this again, I'm really so sick of it, whether it's relative to connections and people and situations, work, you know, it could be affecting you in so many different ways, but you know, what you're coming to is that, wow, you know, come to that end, and then you get that, wow, I learned so much. You're getting to that point where you're going to see the benefits of what you've been through. So that shows me that you are at the end of it now. It's not going to be much longer. I mean, I'm only covering the next month, and it's saying that, yeah, you have some excellent news. Now, the other things that are coming up here are just fantastic for your career and your future direction. And so again, through family, you've got fantastic opportunities, which mean you can move forward. It's saying there's going to be new plans with family. This is so productive, and it's really saying here, this is, you know, what you're here to do. It's going to really help you to shine in your true light and really utilize your skills in a much stronger way. But you know, the main card here is the Sun, which is very positive energy, but also about your family, your connections. When I say your family or your spiritual family. This could also be about close friendships, remember, with your Sun, Moon in your 11th sector. So security is a focus, absolutely. Your security, your home, and also business. Those that have been in business for a while, you know, they're going to be feeling really good about their security, but also feeling about more what they're wanting to change at a personal level. So for some, there'll be those that have been, you know, been through a full successful cycle, and now they're wanting to simplify things a bit more, make life more simple for them, but also do something that's more meaningful. So that's a great place to be in, because again, what you've got in the outcome here is about letting go some of the past stuff that has held you back, and just allowing you to really connect to your soul and get on with what you're here to do. The other thing, like I said, with people that are already, you know, in successful situations, and Aries does, like I said, is very motivated around business, and having their own thing, especially the men. They're more, enterprising with, whether it's engineering, mechanical side of things. They're very good at bringing things together and making business work. There could be either an extension to what you're doing, so an offer to lift things up to another level, or there could be an offer for something quite new. So for those Aries that are looking for something to do, looking for what is my purpose, what is my career, there are opportunities coming in over this month for you, which is really exciting. And this is going to open a door for you to utilize skills you didn't even know you had. So it is a great month for Aries. Some situations here around at a personal level, personal relationships, I feel like too, that's going to be sort of resolved, where there's been feelings of where things haven't been quite how you'd imagine they'd be, or they feels like they haven't worked out exactly. This is more on a personal level, this is more on an emotional level, this is to do with family or friends again, or partners even. But it's saying that everyone's getting on board to help you. So there is no, you're not out there on your own, you're being absolutely helped by others at this point in time. And it's so good to see there's an ending here to a really sort of heavier energy that's been going on for Aries, which has been there to give you more of a sense of purpose, but also to give you the strength, courage, and understanding of who you truly are. And like I said, you're by February, March, as you're moving close to your birthday, you're going to be actually quite grateful for these hard experiences. So that tells me that you've actually come full circle, and you're coming out of that with much more clarity of what it is you've just been through in that bigger cycle. So I hope you enjoyed that, Aries, and you have a great month, and we'll see you next time. Bye.